Kaylee, Max, it's morning time. You wakies up, all stretchy. Kaylee, you're a bit quick for me this morning. When Kaylee was born, we didn't suspect anything was wrong at all. She was a fine baby. She slept, she fed, but by 3 months she was not gaining weight sufficiently. Failure to thrive, as they put it. We referred to the hospital, and we did suggest to them that her fingers were blue, her lips were a little bit tinged of colour, and they just said, well, she's low weight at the minute, you know, she's not gaining sufficiently, she will look a bit blue, her veins will show through, you know, don't worry about it. We saw them every sort of 8 weeks or so. We expressed concerns. They're still, no, she's okay, don't worry, she's doing all right, don't worry about it. 3 weeks before she was 1 was our last appointment at the local hospital. My partner sat there and he said, we're not moving until you find out what's wrong with my daughter. And the doctor concerned, she just huffed and puffed for a little bit and said, okay, you know, we'll sort something out, go and get an oxygen saturation test done, and we'll just see what Kaylee's levels are like. It was 68%, which is very low, and they kept us in overnight, transferred to the Brompton the next day, and they found she had a complete atrioventricular septal defect. Basically, she has no middle wall in her heart, and the pressures suggested there was also something else wrong. She was catheterised the next day, and she was found to have pulmonary hypertension. So we were given the news that Kaylee wouldn't live to be 5. And it was very hard, very, very hard. 3 weeks before she was 1, to be given that diagnosis was awful. And we had to tell our parents and ring them up, and they were just devastated. And then we had to get on with it.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who lived with their mother.
The Bromptons said there really wasn't anything they could do for her at the time. There was nothing about. They would send us home and she would have oxygen. That was really all they could do for us.
Now the wolf won't catch me and eat me.
I come home, got on the computer, got on the net, found out what I could, and the Pulmonary Hypertension Association came up. And spoke to Steve, who's one of the trustees. He told me about his son, told me about a very good professor at Great Ormond Street, who I had seen the name on the computer various times, her name kept cropping up. And he said, just ask for referral, just get a second opinion. So we did. We saw Professor Howarth at Great Ormond Street, and she was willing to take us on and said, yes, we can help her. We can do something with this and we can sort some medication out.
Whilst the route to Kaylee's correct diagnosis and specialist care was long and frustrating for her parents, it's not untypical for pulmonary hypertension patients. The treatments that Kaylee's now on, combined with the surgical procedure she had to enable her to be tube-fed overnight at home, means that she now has a quality of life that didn't seem possible 5 years ago.
How do I get book bags? She's now 6 years old. She's doing really well. So from being told when she was 1 that she wouldn't make 5 years old, and to get where she is today, with Professor Howe's help, Pulmonary Hypertension Association, everyone's been brilliant. Realistically, we know she has a hard road to travel. The end stage, as we understand, she will need a heart and lung transplant. But all the time her medication is working and doing its thing. They're happy to leave her and let her carry on. As long as her quality of life is good, that's as much as they can hope for and we can hope for. We're really pleased with that. And future's looking good for Kaylee. She's doing okay.
In every case of pulmonary hypertension, early diagnosis delivers the best prognosis. Lack of awareness of pH is one of the reasons why people like Kaylee have to wait a considerable period of time before they receive the specialist care and treatment that they need. You can help rectify this situation by supporting our awareness campaign.